Wake up and you'll find that the global IQ is dropped by 1,000 times. The once universally known 99 multiplication table has become the world's most difficult math problem. The staff member looked at Xingjia and asked, "By the way, what about your fiancé?" At this point, Xingjia's face clearly looked unpleasant. "We've broken up." The staff member said, "It's okay, the good things are still ahead, don't worry, don't be sad." Xingjia forced a smile as a response. The staff member asked again as if they hadn't seen it, "Which school is this fox demon mask from that you know? Why haven't I heard of it?" Xingjia said, "These are all customers' privacy, let's not inquire about it." The staff member nodded. But after a while, she asked again, "I heard that there is also a score god online who is quite powerful. I wonder who is better, him or the fox demon mask?" Xingjia said. The staff member said, "Everyone online is saying that they should compete, I'm quite looking forward to it." Xingjia said. Qin Feng finally arrived on the first floor after passing through the internet cafe. He was about to call a taxi when he realized that a group of fangirls who had been following him all along actually wanted to take a taxi with him. Qin Feng quickly turned around and said, "Ladies, let's stop here for today. Let's each go our own way." The fangirls looked at each other and showed no intention of leaving. "Fox Demon Gambling God, just accept me, I'll go home with you." "Fox Demon Gambling God, I won't hide it from you, I've already fallen in love with you, I can't live without you in this lifetime." "Fox Demon Gambling God, I'm the one who loves you the most, take me home." This group of fangirls crowded in front of Qin Feng, chattering non-stop. Qin Feng didn't feel happy hearing these words, instead, he felt a headache. He shook his head vigorously. It turns out being a celebrity is not that easy. Qin Feng deeply felt it. If things continue like this, will he have to hire bodyguards? Guard against men, guard against women. Qin Feng helplessly shook his head. "Can you come back next time for the competition? I just turned 18, I don't want to be in a relationship, please leave." Qin Feng earnestly replied to this group of fangirls. Okay, then I won't disturb your rest, I'll definitely come for the next competition. Then I'll leave too, Fox Demon Male God, remember, you're mine." "No, you're mine. You're tired today, rest well, I'll call a taxi for you." "Fox Demon Gambling God, I'll drive you." Ah, these women, actually being surrounded by a group of women feels pretty good. Qin Feng quickly calmed down. "Sorry, I'll take a taxi by myself, please leave." This group of fangirls immediately stepped back, and Qin Feng hailed a taxi on the street and got in. Sitting in the taxi, Qin Feng still wasn't at ease, so he let the driver take a few detours before slowly stopping at the entrance. He didn't know what those fangirls would do, it would be troublesome if he was followed. As soon as Qin Feng opened the door, he couldn't wait to open his computer and log into QQ. There were more messages from Jiujia. Qin Feng slowly opened and read each one. Most of them were messages from the group. They were arguing again. The little girl who picks mushrooms said, "Today in the math room, our Fox Demon Gambling God easily defeated the 3rd graders, next time we'll challenge the 4th graders. Can your so-called score god do that?" The girl selling matches said, "So what? Our score god can do 6th grade math problems, finish them in minutes, can you guys do that?" "Don't make fun of me," said, "6th grade homework? Who knows if you're using a calculator?" The girl selling matches said, "Can your computer solve word problems?" "Don't make fun of me," said, "Then use your phone to search for answers." The girl selling matches said, "What app can give you such accurate results? Clear steps, and also handwritten in a short time." "Don't make fun of me," said, "There are plenty. You say he can do 6th grade math problems, then let him compete with our Fox Demon Gambling God. Does he dare?" The little girl who picks mushrooms said, "Exactly, we've been talking for so long, does he dare to come out? If it's not copied, what else could it be?" The girl selling matches said, "Why wouldn't our score god dare? As for your Fox Demon mask, we'll defeat it in minutes." So, everyone kept mentioning Qin Feng. Qin Feng helplessly shook his head. Just then, the phone suddenly rang. Qin Feng picked up the phone without thinking. "Little genius, are you free? The principal wants to see you." This familiar voice could only be the headmaster. Qin Feng was also a little curious, but he was too lazy to move. "It's so late, let's meet tomorrow. Our principal really wants to see you. He keeps praising you," the director said excitedly to Qin Feng. Qin Feng looked at the time and thought for a while. "Where are you guys? I'm almost at your doorstep. I'll come to pick you up and take you to the principal's house. The principal has to leave tomorrow." When he heard Qin Feng's agreement, the director instantly became overjoyed and said excitedly to Qin Feng, "I'll be waiting for you at home." Qin Feng said coldly and hung up the phone. While the director hadn't arrived yet, he quickly dealt with the messages on QQ. Business was still good today. Qin Feng finished each question, took photos of them, and sent them out. Looking at the balance, he already had over 50,000. The speed of making money was not bad. He was not far from becoming the richest person in the world. Qin Feng smiled contentedly. After finishing these tasks, the sound of knocking on the door came from the entrance. Qin Feng put on a jacket and went to open the door. It was indeed the director standing at the door. The director laughed loudly. Haha, let's go quickly, don't keep the principal waiting. Qin Feng nodded. Just as the two were about to leave, the neighbor across the hall happened to come out to throw away the trash. The neighbor was wearing a yellow dress, of average build, with short hair, and a pair of bright black eyebrows under which were a pair of sharp and spirited eyes. She was shocked when she saw the director. The neighbor looked at the two of them in surprise and slowly spoke. You guys? Nanshan Elementary School? The director couldn't remember who this neighbor was for a moment, smiled and nodded, and was about to leave with Qin Feng. Stop! Suddenly, the neighbor shouted loudly. The director turned back and stared at the neighbor in confusion. The neighbor paused and said, "It was you two last time? You really are from Nanshan Elementary School. I heard you won the championship in the elite competition?" The director proudly and arrogantly laughed, suddenly realizing, so it's the neighbor from last time. I told you, our Nanshan Elementary School is not to be underestimated, see. After speaking, he struck a handsome pose. The neighbor was somewhat surprised. I didn't expect it. Nanshan Elementary School, the second to last school, actually won the championship. You must have also participated in the city competition, right? The director nodded. The neighbor looked Qin Feng up and down. I didn't expect it. Last time, it was because of me. Why did you bring glory to Qingshan district? Do you want to come in and have a meal? Faced with the neighbor's warm invitation, the director's smug expression became even more apparent. The director cleared his throat. Sorry, neighbor, we're busy today. We'll definitely come another day. The neighbor smiled. You must come another day. The director proudly nodded, then took Qin Feng and left. Once the two got in the car, the director looked at Qin Feng through the rearview mirror and slowly spoke. The principal rarely comes back, and he's leaving tomorrow. We need to speed up. Qin Feng nodded. He was also very curious about the principal of Nanshan Elementary School, what kind of person he was. The director's car quickly drove on the road and soon stopped in front of an old building. The director parked the car steadily. Then he took Qin Feng upstairs. After a while, the director stopped on the third floor and knocked on the door. The two waited at the door for a while. Then someone came to open the door. What came into view was a middle-aged man who was not yet 40. There was a slight stubble on his face, his skin was dark, probably from the wear and tear of time, and his fingertips were slightly black. It seemed like he had been smoked by cigarettes, indicating that he had been smoking for a long time. His back was straight, and sweat stains had soaked his shirt. The director quickly spoke. Principal, are you exercising again? Principal Chen nodded, then looked Qin Feng up and down. Only then did the director smile and speak. Principal, this is our school's talented young student, Qin Feng. After speaking, he looked at the principal with a proud expression. Then he turned to Qin Feng and said, Qin Feng, this is our school's principal, Chen Shangqing, at the level of the first year of high school. Qin Feng also kept looking at the principal, and upon hearing this, a rare expression of surprise appeared on his face. After all, the other elementary school principals only have junior high school education. The principal in front of me unexpectedly has a high school education, which is indeed much more impressive than ordinary people. But in Qin Feng's eyes, he is just a small fry. Principal Chen immediately realized and said, I'm sorry, come inside quickly. Principal Chen hurriedly invited the two of them into the house. Qin Feng and the director walked into the house with smiles on their faces and sat down on the sofa. There was a treadmill in the middle of the living room. The director immediately got up to pour water for the two of them. The principal looked at Qin Feng and smiled. It's been many years since our school has had a genius like you. I thought our school was going to collapse. Qin Feng modestly smiled. Principal, you're too kind. I'm just lucky. Principal Chen seemed to see through something and laughed heartily. Being able to solve third-grade problems at such a young age is not something that can be accomplished by luck. When I was in first grade, I could barely solve third-grade problems, but you solved them effortlessly. Qin Feng modestly smiled again, just guessing. Principal Chen laughed loudly. Our Nanshan Elementary School has finally produced a genius. I believe your future achievements will surpass mine and everyone else's. Principal Chen spoke passionately, and at that moment, the director handed water to the two of them. The director curiously asked, looking at their expressions, Principal, what are you talking about? Why are you so happy? The principal smiled and said, how can I not be happy when our Nanshan Elementary School has produced such a genius? The director also smiled and looked at Qin Feng. Qin Feng, when our Principal Chen was young, he was also a genius like you, studying everyone. The principal slowly spoke, his abilities will definitely surpass mine in the future. Then the principal paused and looked at Qin Feng seriously. I called you here this time to meet you and for one more important matter. Qin Feng looked at Principal Chen with some confusion. Principal, what is it? The principal smiled at Qin Feng's serious face and said, it's not a big deal. The director also didn't know what the principal wanted with Qin Feng, so he asked curiously, Principal, what is it? The principal looked at their serious expressions and laughed even louder. Ha, why are you two so nervous? The director became anxious. Principal, stop teasing me. Just tell us what it is. The principal slowly spoke. I'm going back for further training tomorrow and won't be able to accompany you to participate in the city competition. The director suddenly realized, so it's about the city competition. The principal nodded. This time, we are representing the entire Songjiang city in the competition. The leaders of Songjiang city attach great importance to this competition. It's been a long time since our Nanshan Elementary School has won any awards. The principal's face became serious as he spoke. The director also nodded with a solemn expression. The principal looked at the director and said, although the questions in the city competition are for first graders, the highest level is equivalent to fourth grade. Fourth grade is already stepping into junior high school, so it's very different from the elite competition. The principal really hopes that Qin Feng can win an award. Qin Feng, who had been silent all this time, slowly spoke. How much is the prize money for the champion? As soon as he spoke, the water that the director had just brought to his mouth sprayed out, hitting the principal's face directly. Principal Chen instantly became angry. Director Ma. Director Ma immediately handed a tissue to the principal to wipe his face and said, Principal Chen, I didn't do it on purpose, please don't blame me. Principal Chen angrily scolded, you are more of a hindrance than a help. Director Ma nodded and apologized, yes, you're right. After dealing with the principal, Director Ma stared at Qin Feng, the culprit of this incident, in shock and asked, why do you only care about the prize money in every competition? The principal also looked at Qin Feng with a puzzled expression. Qin Feng slowly opened his mouth and said, don't worry, I will win the championship in the city competition. The principal almost sprayed the water he had just drunk. Why do you always say that? Do you think the city competition is that easy? Each city sends an elite to participate. Qin Feng nodded slowly, well, it's just like that. The principal's face looked unpleasant. Qin Feng, this competition is highly valued by the city. I specifically called you here to tell you. You must not take it lightly. The principal said, Principal, this kid is always like this, but guess what, every time he says that, he actually wins the championship. The principal was shocked, but inexplicably started to believe Qin Feng a little. The principal shook his head, this competition is different from the previous ones. I will be leaving tomorrow. The main purpose of my return this time is for this. I can't accompany you, so both of you must represent Nanshan and bring glory to our Songjiang city. The principal looked at Qin Feng and then at the principal. Finally, he slowly said, Principal, you can rest assured, I will guide him well and strive to win a championship. The principal instantly became angry. Principal Ma, who do you want to reassure? Are you hoping for my early departure so that you can take my position? The principal realized that he had said the wrong thing and quickly defended himself. Principal, I misspoke.